Time to look at one of my favorite TV shows from the early 90s and toy lines. Yay, Mighty Max! Mighty Max was a TV show and a toy line that came out around 1992. The show aired for 2 seasons with 40 episodes and was based on the premise that Max got a statue in the mail that broke open and had a red cap. He put on the red cap that transported him to another dimension where Virgil and Al and his bodyguard Samson chose him as the mighty protector to fight the evil Skullmaster. The toy line was produced by Bluebird Toys, a British company that also made the Polly Pocket line. The TV show wasn't very popular, but they made a huge slew of the Mighty Max Playsets, each based around his adventures. Okay, cool. So, as you can see here, I got a nice assortment of Mighty Max playsets. These were really fun little intricate sets that I liked as a kid. This is the Ice Alien playset. This is the Doom the Dragon playset, one of my favorites. And this is the Skull Dungeon playset. This is very cool, has a lot of intricate little moving parts. This is one released by Mcdonald's called the Abominable Snowman playset. And this is one from the Horror Heads line called Crush's Talon. Okay, so let's first take a look at the Ice Alien playset. A lot of really cool detail here. I like the head and the detail on the eyes. Really looks like something out of one of the Aliens movies, especially up by the brain. And we'll just unlock that there. And you can see this opens up into an ice world here. This is missing a few of the aliens, but the aliens swivel on these little pivot points here, so they can kind of attack Max from either angle. And there's a teleporter that you can fold down to where Max can stand on or teleport out of the ice dungeon. And this is the Doom the Dragon playset. I love the fangs on this and the eyes, really cool. And this is a lot of neat little parts to it and some neat layers and levels to it. You have the dragon here, which lives underneath of the bridge in the cave. He's really cool. And this has a little rope and grappling hook that you have to attach. A little tricky, you got to attach it to this little latch here and then hook that up, and you can pretend that Max, you know, can swing across the rope or climb over to the other side. And you have different little areas that he can play in and dungeons. And this is the Skull Dungeon, probably my favorite playset. The mouth moves open and close, and when you open this up, I think the name is kind of misleading actually, because I think this is more like a Frankenstein dungeon, because it's kind of all about Dr. Frankenstein's lab. You have the prison with the lab books on the other side. You have Frankenstein there on his chair, and you can set Max up here, pull down the lever, and he's alive. Frankenstein's alive and can chase you around the dungeon. And you can flip open that little hatch there, which leads to a little staircase. Or you can take Max, and I like the way the door looks this way. It's kind of supposed to be on the side, but you can, you know, put him in the little jail, and it's kind of three-dimensional. The way that you can, a little tricky to get him in here because he's so small. But close the door, and Max is in his little prison here. Just take him out there. One of the other really cool things I like about this set a lot is with the jaws that open up, it actually looks like a castle. Like, it really looks like a dungeon or a lair that Max is going to walk into, and that's really cool. And this is one of the Horror Heads line, which was the second series after the Mighty Max mini fortresses. And this is the Crush's Talon, which kind of doesn't roll off the tongue really well. You have the vulture there, and this crazy looking slug squid monster. And even though this is a small playset, I think it's really neat because you clip the slug onto that little clip and it looks like he's hovering or floating in midair, so it gives it a really cool three-dimensional effect. And you put the vulture on top of his perch, and we'll put Max in there on the base, and it really looks really 3D. It's really cool for being a small little playset. It's a really neat effect how the slug is kind of like hovering in midair. And this is the Abominable Snowman playset by Mcdonald. I love the face and the eyes on it, really cool. And it's really simple, but it's actually really well detailed for a McDonald's Happy Meal toy. As you can see, Max can't move. Also, he has a green cap, which is really weird because he's supposed to have a red cap, so I guess a little miscommunication there. But there's a dial underneath which you spin around, and Max runs around the Abominable Snowman and tries to escape. Okay, well that'll pretty much do it. Hope you enjoyed this review on the Mighty Max toy line by Bluebird Toys.